Hey friends, welcome back to another weekly update. We're coming to you live from Las Vegas, the Lawn and Landscape Technology Conference. Out here, we just got done wrapping it up. It's Friday afternoon, and what a show. Technology is rapidly improving in the landscape industry. The one big takeaway for me in the last 2 days at this technology conference is that robotic mowers seem to be the most pressing opportunity for landscapers. It's the most applicable way to reduce reliance on human labor. But, and the other thing, they're quite well funded because they dominated the show this year, which I would say is unique compared to previous years. We've seen a lot of robots come into the market, but I would say more new companies this year than any year prior. And the companies just seem to have better products, have better solutions. The most common application is going to be the mower that you leave on property. It has a docking station. Think of a Roomba in your house, and that mower will mow 2 to 3 times a week as needed to keep that lawn at the perfect height, and then dock itself. Now, the obvious issue with this is security for commercial properties. There really isn't an application on commercial properties for mowers like this. But if you have secured HOAs, if you had secure facilities like corporate campuses, and you have residential, these mowers can be an amazing application and should be considered in your book of business. Here's the other thing. We're going to start this over. Okay. Where are we at? Hey friends, welcome to weekly update number 8. I am here in Las Vegas, Nevada, coming to you live from the Lawn and Landscape Technology Conference, where 1,000, 2,000, a good crew of landscapers descended on this beautiful state of Nevada in this beautiful city of Las Vegas to talk about technology, to talk about the future, and to talk about AI. AI is the buzz of the week with one caveat. AI is not there's no clear application for AI other than a few specific areas in the landscape industry. And I'll line those out. First and foremost, just back-end operational ease. And I'm really referring to ChatGPT here. Obviously, OpenAI was not at the conference, but everyone's talking about how artificial intelligence like ChatGPT can help make our days easier and help make our teams more efficient. So that's an obvious one. The next one that's maybe a little less obvious is if you have a construction business, there are companies such as BobYard that are able to do the takeoff for you. So instead of having to count plants off a piece of paper, like a plan set, or measure up square footage on screen manually, the AI will actually do all that for you and provide a report. It's fantastic. Now, there's obviously some bugs that are still working out. Michael Ding and his team are very forward-thinking. So, they're building this platform to really do a lot more than just take off construction drawings. I think they're working on a maintenance opportunity where you can actually measure up and produce production rates and ultimately pricing on your maintenance property. So I'm excited for that. That's another application. There's a few other companies. Joel with Deep Lawn, his company is similar in the way of it's more of that measurement tool, making sure that your maintenance properties are being able to be estimated rapidly and mapping your current sites. Other than that, we had Leanscaper AI kind of released last week. We talked about that, and Mark explained a little more around the agents of AI and how the agents are going to end up doing a lot of the work for us. And I think about this, I'll give you guys an example of what agentic AI or agent AI can do. So think about your quarterly or annual budgeting process you do with financials, or you should be doing. And what's really interesting is imagine an AI agent emailing the people that need to get their data in, right? Your director of construction or whoever's in charge of helping with your budgeting, or maybe it's just you. getting an email coming in saying, hey, it is the 15th of December, and we want to finalize the budget for 2026. I pulled these reports. Here's what I'm looking at. Here's my suggestions. Based on previous year data, this is what I think we should do in terms of budgeting. I need to get your advice. And so the AI would basically reach out on its own, get your take, conversate with you. This would not be a text message response. You would click a link to give a video response, or potentially you join on a video call with your AI, which is going to look very human-like if that's what you want. And you talk through the budget process, and as you're talking back and forth, the agent's in that moment creating the budget for you, in that moment creating the financial forecast for you. So by the time you're done with the call, you don't have to wait for a week or two for your finance person to get back to you. It's done. It's like, here you go. What do you think? And in that real-time moment, you could give feedback and change it. And within 15 minutes, maybe an hour, you are done with your budget for 2026, theoretically. Now, once you're done, that AI takes that budget and it goes and saves it in the locations it needs to be saved, distributes it to the people it needs to be distributed, and that agent never needs to be trained on the same thing again, if that makes sense. Because while your finance team may not do it the same way every time, because let's face it, we're humans, the AI is going to do it the exact same way you train it every time. So once you train it, it's trained, and it's only going to get smarter. So agents are coming, and Leanscaper.ai seems to be on the forward trend of that. Okay, robotic mowers. That was the other surprising thing of the week. Not so much that they were here, but how many were here. The robotic mowers seem to dominate the trade floor. They obviously are well funded. Because of that reason, they dominated the square footage at the conference. And it does seem to be moving in a direction where we probably 2 years, I give it 2027, 28, you're going to see a robotic mower on 50% or more of landscape crews out there. It's going to make too much sense to have one, and people are going to need those to compete in the marketplace in the next 2 to 3 years. Most of them are the Roombas, or as Don Gao from Kress says, the cut and stay. Those are the mowers that you basically leave on site. They dock on a charging port, and then they come out and mow the lawn 3-4 times a week, however often they need to. Now, obviously, there's challenges in commercial settings or industrial settings where those mowers are not secure. But if you have a secured gated HOA, maybe a corporate campus with access control, definitely residential, these mowers are great applications, and there's so many brands out there. We are doing a bunch of testing with Kress right now, so we'll keep you guys updated on how that goes. And then you have the fully autonomous mower that really is the third or fourth crew member. While there's a lot of options, kind of like beta testing the market, there's really only one as of this moment today, as I'm recording this, that's a commercially readily available autonomous commercial grade, zero turn mower, and that's Scythe. Scythe has been doing some amazing engineering out of Colorado, a great team out there. We demoed some of the mowers, and those things kick ass. So, as of this moment, if you are looking for a mower that you can deploy tomorrow and it be autonomous and mow your sites as your third or fourth team member, I think Scythe is your team. That's your go-to right now. There's a lot coming out. Kress has announced that the Voyager is coming out officially for the 2026 season. That's going to be a formidable competitor to Scythe. And I'm excited for that because, as we know, with more competition breeds more innovation. Now, the one area that seems to be, I don't want to say stalled out, but it just seems to kind of be the same players, is the software, business management software. And I think part of that, there's some great software out there, and it's really hard to build great software for the landscape industry. Because while roofing is somewhat simple, and there's different types of roofs and obviously a lot of different applications, you're roofing. In landscaping, well, not only do you have maintenance, construction, snow, pond management, pest control, the list goes on. But then you also have plants that are dying as soon as you put them in, or hopefully living. Mulch, rocks, irrigation. Think about all the SKUs in irrigation. Concrete, hardscape, carpentry, pools, pergolas, roofing. Like, we do so many trades. We do plumbing, we do electrical, especially in residential design build. Commercial construction, you see these guys doing massive grading projects. Like, what we do in the landscape industry is so unique, it's really hard for a software company to be as robust as it needs to be to handle that variability that we have in our businesses. Now, obviously, we have the big two, Aspire and Element. They showed up big this week. You just didn't really see any other software that was dominating the stage. There wasn't a software that really showed up this week besides those two giants, which, I think they're doing great, but we're still waiting for where's that next software going to show up that is going to disrupt the market. So, I'd say the last 4 or 5 years has been fairly non-disrupted. Element and Aspire have seemed to kind of like fall into their nice little spots. Like, Element's really good if you're, 1 to 5 million, and Aspire's really good when you're 10 million and up. And I think the people between that 5 and 10 million mark feel a little lost. But most people I talk to who are over 10 million, they find Aspire is a much better fit for them than Element. And people who are under 5 million find that Element is a better fit for the simplicity of the product and the ease of onboarding. Now, of course, it depends on your vision and where you're going. I think we heard a lot of people talk about that. If you're a $2 million company and you're going to be 10 million in 2 years because you got all this stuff going on, then maybe you want to think a little bigger. But it just depends on where you're going. So those were the 3 big trends, if I could sum those up. AI was everyone's talking about AI, although very few people could explain how they were applying AI to their business. The second being the robotic mowers. Robotic mowers are taking the industry by storm, yet not gaining a lot of market share. And then, the third being the software. And there's just not a lot to report back on software. All these companies are making great improvements and dialing up their product roadmap and doing nice rollouts, but there was nothing earth-shattering that I can share with you guys in the software realm, which maybe we're just in a little bit of this like dry spell, and with AI becoming more available, we're going to see some more softwares come to market next year. So stay tuned. It's going. This conference is going to be in Phoenix next year, staying in the desert, just south, a little bit south. So that's a big update on the tech conference. Here's some other things. We had a disruptor social last night, Thursday evening here, and it was incredible amount of people. We had over 200 people register, and we had 185 wristbands given out, which was pretty amazing. And I just want to thank everybody who came out last night, supporting the disruptor movement, supporting what we're doing. So the disruptors, might as well talk about that a little bit. We had a booth here, and we started this movement in January 1st, 2025. Incredible group of people who've come together to be in this online community and join really what I call the movement, the tip of the spear of innovation in the landscape industry. It's incredible the amount of conversations and communication and feedback that we all have within this group. We're sharing real time what's going on in our companies. So when we go to conferences like this, a technology conference, and a number of us do demos, or we schedule demos and we meet with these companies, whether it's robotics or it's AI or it's a new software, it's a new gadget that's going to help us do something. It's really powerful when we can learn from each other. And so instead of learning in a silo or your little bubble of your company, you're able to network with hundreds of people at the end of the day across these different companies about what they're doing to be innovative, what's working in their company, what's working in their market. I think that is the power of the disruptors. We have a great classroom where you can learn about profit and loss sheets and financial mastery from Greg Herring. You can learn about how to play offense with your data from Brent with CAPSA. You can learn about sales with Steve Haru. And we have so many other great speakers that we've brought in. We've done these courses, and we've trained our classroom on all this. So you can go in and do a lot of learning. You could also partner up with one of our partner companies and get discounts on stuff like Team Engine and Greenius and so many other companies that have partnered with us because they see the movement and they want to be a part of that. So I'm just so grateful for everyone who came out for the Disruptor Social, and that was just such an amazing evening, meeting of the minds, so many great conversations, and I truly believe that our industry is going somewhere special, and the Disruptors hopefully is going to be the tip of the spear to help us take us there. So with that, I'm gonna leave you guys with a few more little nuggets here. So number one, before you can implement technology in your company, you got to work on your team and your culture. Because the companies that are going to win tomorrow are going to be those that have ability to innovate and onboard and integrate technology at a rapid pace. Having a culture that is technology enabled and change ready is going to be a massive advantage over the next 5 years. Number two, you need to have a very strong vision. Without a vision, all this technology is going to take you in every direction instead of forward. So you're going to be going left, right, forward, back, up, down, all around, and you're not going to really have intentionality about some of this integration. And you need that intentionality with the amount of software available and the amount of technology available. So you got your culture, you got your vision, and the number three thing that I'm going to share with you guys, and this one is probably bigger than anything. Through all this technology, through all this innovation, through all this excitement, you got to always make sure to work on yourself. Are you going to the gym? Are you getting out and going for walks? Are you eating healthy? Are you being smart about your life? Are you being there and present with your family? You guys, I've said this quote before and I'll say it again. No success outside of the house makes up for failure inside of the house. So while I am so excited about all this and I can't wait to just go all out on technology, we got to make sure to take care of our loved ones, make sure to take care of ourselves, and make sure that we show up as the best person, the best leader we can be. Okay, we're going to wrap there. It's been a great week. Week number 8 is in the books. I will talk to you guys next week. Cheers.
Thanks for tuning in to Trades Talk, where the next generation of disruptors comes to raise the bar. If you got value from today's episode, share it with someone in the trades who's ready to level up. For more tools, insights, and community, follow host Justin White and join the movement at jwhitegroup.com.